Richard Rellis here with columnist Bob Robb, and everyone is wondering how the battle between, or the scenario between Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden will play out. But Bob, you bring a different perspective on this. You think maybe this is not a fight the United States needs to involve itself with?
Certainly not to the extent that we have. Putin has put President Biden and his administration in an utterly no-win situation. He's already pocketed the gains of making the United States dance to his tune. And as a practical matter, he's successfully chilled and stalled out the ultimate integration of Ukraine into a democratic Europe. By putting ourselves in the pivot, which in reality, we have at best peripheral security interest with respect to Ukraine, wish them the best, hope they can make it to a democratic Europe. That would be in our self-interest. But whether they make it or not really doesn't affect the security or the prosperity of the United States. Yet there we are in the pivot. And if he does invade, then it will be considered a failure of US diplomacy. And my guess is Biden won't be able to cobble together with the Europeans support for the crippling sanctions that he has vowed as a consequence.
You bring up a lot of other parties or entities that could be involved diplomatically or even militarily. What is it about, from your previous columns, it sounds like this is something that both parties get involved with. What is it about these foreign policy tangles that make the United States wish to involve itself?
Well, we have inherited our Cold War role and have never adapted it to what our true security interests are. And in this particular situation, what Putin is demanding is that Ukraine not be added to NATO and not become a full member of the European Union. Well, we're one of 30 countries in NATO. NATO has a secretary general who is its chief executive officer. We're not even a member of the European Union, and it has its own leadership group. And to me, the response when Putin began this threat to Ukraine, and I think he may be shadowboxing, I think he may be just getting the gains of the threat rather than actually wanting to act on it. But he wanted to engage the United States. He wanted us to be the chief negotiator with him. And that's not in our self-interest, and the appropriate thing to do. And it was a no-win situation once we did it. So the thing to do is to say, hey, this is a European security issue. Go talk to the Europeans, and in particular, talk to the Ukrainians, whose future you're trying to dictate. And then we wouldn't be in this no-win situation. We would be assisting in playing a role to help Europe and the Ukrainians. But it wouldn't be up to us to stop Putin from doing whatever Putin is going to do.
It certainly is a different way of thinking of it, because I guess as Cold War habits do die hard.
On both sides.
Interesting analysis as always.
Thanks.